Hello, I have the bottom of the deck energy for us. Oh, and the rest of the cards. I just started re-recording because I was telling you something else instead of bottom of the deck energy. So I was so excited to tell you about the bottom of the deck energy that I forgot to tell you to be like, hey, we have this card pull. Hey, we have this card pull with bottom of the deck energy, right? This is the universe's way of just trying to give you a little bit of encouragement. Today I'm working with Horus. He is a protection deity. But like with all deities, they wear multiple hats, right? They operate out of a place of love. And you are struggling. Okay. So bottom of the deck energy, 8 of Cups in reverse. So you are experiencing a period of stagnation and you're afraid to make a change due to the fear of the unknown. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the wild thing. It's like you know what you need to do, but you're so afraid of the unknown that you just don't want to make the change because being unhappy or being stagnant, at least you're still in a familiar spot. See, it's almost like you have to like take that leap of faith, right? So, low confidence, rejecting intuition. What did I say? You already know. Obstacles. You have been so engrossed in doing things your way, you're refusing help or good advice from others. And this is, you might actually be being antisocial. But the people who you do associate with, they're like, hey, can I help? And you're like, nope, I got it. I'll take care of it. It seems like things are not moving forward the way that you envisioned. So you had a very different picture of how things were going to go, and it's not going that way. And it's probably a little bit disheartening because you know, I think we all do that though, right? Where we have an idea of the way that life is going to look. We make a plan, we envision it, we're manifesting it, right? We're working towards those goals. And sometimes the universe gives us things exactly the way we want them, but sometimes they know a little bit better and they're like, yeah, okay, that is an idea, but this is what's actually going to make you happy. But before we get to the happiness part, when we're still trudging through all that muck, it can be a little bit frustrating, a little bit disheartening, and where we lose faith a little bit in the universe and in spirit and the divine. But you shouldn't. And you shouldn't lose faith in yourself either because you are struggling with low confidence. All right, let's see. What does the bicycle deck have to say? I don't want to take 2. I'll take 1. Thank you. Action. Take action. Chariot is, look at, you have the Chariot in reverse. Slow or no movement. Chariot moving forward. Take action into the unknown. I like how that works. Action, mystery, Chariot. You are going to have success in whatever it is that you need to do. You need to understand that you are dependable. You have the ability to get things done. You have the, you put forward the correct energy in order to get things done. So I think, all right, so you help advice from others, but you are dependable. Like you have the ability to get these things done. Okay. You tend to be successful when you actually put energy into doing things. Oh, I didn't even realize energy. Let's see, what are we doing here? Immaturity leads to growth. Immaturity leads to growth. So it's like this is something that's not unknown to you. You know that this is something that you need to work on. I don't know why I feel like I need to mix the deck, but I'm going to. You know this is something that you need to work on. You know this is an area of weakness for you. So you know, this is a great time for you to have a period of growth. And is there ever not a great time to have a period of growth? Listen, growth is uncomfortable for us no matter what. It doesn't matter if we are more than willing to do it. It doesn't matter if we are wary or we are afraid. It's always going to be uncomfortable and probably a little bit hard. New plan. So things aren't looking out the way that you had originally envisioned. So you're just going to come up with a new plan. Do they already have a new plan? You don't have a new, oh yeah, because it's unknown. Duh, Christy. Whereas it was not spinning, and I was like, really? They don't have any idea, and he still wasn't spinning. And then I remembered fear of the unknown. So, or I heard fear of the unknown. Oh, it's the energy at the bottom of the deck. So I just like, and it's not like a hearing, it's like a feeling, like you feel the words. It's weird. But yeah, you're just going to come up with a new plan. And you're going to put it into place, and you're going to do amazing to have wonderful potential beginnings. We can't have new beginnings unless we walk through that door, right? Door of opportunity. Gathering knowledge. Start thinking about what it is, where you want to see your life to go. Did I say that right? Start thinking about where you want your life to go, right? Start thinking, now that you know that the path that you're on isn't viable, now you know that it needs to change. Start thinking, what is it that's emotions? What is it that's going to make me happy? So that you can come up with a new plan of action. Here's the thing. Even though, like, when we manifest and when we plan, sometimes the universe will intercede and be like, you know what? This is probably would be great, but this is going to be so much better for you. The reason why sometimes they step in is because our lives aren't just our own, right? We have strings attached to other people, places, and things, right? So there's a lot that goes into shaping who we are, where we want to go, and who we want to become. So really just stop and think, where do I want to be? Where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? And then look at where you are now and decide what changes need to happen so that you can make that happen, if that makes sense. Maybe? Okay. So whoever just... I've never had that come out like that before. So when it popped out, it came out sideways. So I got my handy dandy little pendulum here, and I don't know if you can, yeah, you won't be able to see it. So I put it over the yes. Here. I put it over the yes, and it didn't move. And so I moved it over to the no, and it didn't move. And then I put it in the middle. Can't, there you go. Hold on. Stop moving for a second. All right, and then I put it in the middle, and it started going. That's funny. So maybe, and I think that maybe is coming from you. You're watching this going, maybe maybe, because I think it's almost like you know what changes you need to make, but you're just afraid, which is wild. So obviously I don't have you convinced. I don't know if I'm going to be able to convince you today. If I haven't, I'm sure this energy is going to pop up again. Because you're stuck. Because Hanging Man, you just are stuck. You feel stuck. But that's why you're going to take a step back. You're going to gather the knowledge, and you're going to put the steps forward into place that you need to put into place, right? And you're going to embrace new ideas. Even if it's uncomfortable, let's just do it. Let's take that leap. Leap of faith. That's what I do. I walk around. Anything that makes me uncomfortable, I sit there and I tell myself, if I do this, is it going to hurt anybody? Is it dangerous? And am I, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is this going to affect me, right? And if everything leans towards the positive, then I shout out loud, leap of faith, and then I do the action. And my kids at first, they were like, wow, you're weird, but now they do it too. So, or whenever they're like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyways, because they know it's in their greater good. They know it's something that's good for them. Like my oldest is going to a family reunion. Super uncomfortable right now about it because he hasn't seen any of it's his dad's side of the family, and he hasn't seen any of them since he was like 12 or 13. And he's just so uncomfortable about it. He has a lot of anxiety about it. But he's, knowing that he's uncomfortable, he's taking a leap of faith, and he's doing it. He's doing it anyways, and that's amazing because that's how we grow, and that's how we get better. Things like his anxiety, that's not something that would necessarily change. I closed it. I flipped the cards open to the Knave of Wands, or no, that's not Knave of Wands. It's the King of Wands. Wands are movement. So you wouldn't necessarily, this isn't what the King of Wands means, but wands are movement. So, he wouldn't necessarily see the growth that he needed. Oh, emotional growth, emotion. No, that's cups. What am I thinking? Where is my brain? Oh, I feel very scattered. I didn't before I did this. So I feel like you probably feel very scattered. Maybe this card read made you feel scattered. King of Wands in reverse is powerless. So he doesn't want to, my son, he understands that he can't give in to taking the easier road, and feel powerless. So he is reclaiming his power. He's becoming the King of Wands in the upright, and I think that's what you need to do. I think right now you feel very powerless. You feel like this is not something that you can do because, again, you're just afraid of the unknown. You know that this is going to be uncomfortable. You know that the growth process would be uncomfortable. And since you also don't know how that it would turn out, I think it's very easy for you to try and talk yourself out of it. But the universe is just saying, you've got this. You're amazing. Don't be, this is connections. Sorry about that. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Lack of motivation. Yeah, you're trying to talk yourself out of it. You give yourself all these reasons as to why you shouldn't do something. And I really think instead of thinking about why you shouldn't do something, you need to start talking to yourself and thinking to yourself about all the reasons why you should do this. Okay? I'm going to leave that here. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you make good choices, and I will talk to you later.